Hey, my name is STIX and welcome back to another weekly bite of MMORPG news, a video series where I talk about all the latest drama, latest news, latest releases in the MMORPG genre. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, make sure to click a little bell notification so you're made up to date with everything that I post. Additionally, if you're looking for something new, a new MMO, every month I do a video series where I list every MMO that is releasing into test phases, beta tests, early access, full release. I urge you to go ahead and check the month of January 2024's out because we're starting the year off with a bang, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but either way, we have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start this off with Arvida. Arvida is a brand new MMO that is launching in the fourth quarter of 2023. It is December 29th as of recording this, which means there are 2 days left for this game to release. I honestly don't think it will, but I mean, they're still claiming they will. So here we are. I'm excited to see how this ultimately turns out. Albion Online posted a blog post titled 2023, a year in review. They went on to elaborate on the launch of their second server, record player numbers. The second server, of course, opened and launched to 277,000 active users across both servers on launch day, which is absolutely crazy. The 300,000 player mark was broken, and it became one of the most popular MMOs right now. They're also holding a brand new update, the recently announced Crystal Raiders on January 8th. This is something for players to look forward to. New World released a roadmap with a lot of information. I'm curious to see how 2024 affects the game because they did have a resurgence of players towards the latter half of 2023, more people getting into the game and more people enjoying it. Eternal Tombs has confirmed that they are going to be running some public test phase in 2024, and their game was also actually pushed back. It looks as though they are heading towards a 2025 launch. I believe we're hoping to release at some point in 2024, but that does not seem to be the case anymore. Before we cover any other news though, I do want to take a moment to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon. It will allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single week. You guys are the best, and I cannot thank you all enough. Now back to the video. Tarisland. So I've done a video on Tarisland. It was titled, "Is Tarisland Worth Your Time?" My global closed beta impressions. And I mean, it is not. I did not enjoy it. Like, look at this right here. The quality. They couldn't even add a space between the name, the comma, and the next word. This is a testament to the quality of the game. Now, they revealed a new blog post showing their new dungeon, the Merfolk Swamp. I played a bunch of the game. I didn't think it was very good. I thought it felt kind of like a mobile game. Not entirely. It felt better than a mobile game, but worse than a PC game. But they're continuing to push forward anyway. If you're curious about whether you should be playing it, check out my video. Black Desert Online rolled out the new Scholar class, if I'm not mistaken. A bunch of new content. She looks and plays absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited to try her out. Every year I get back into Black Desert just purely because I'm interested in the new classes. Because every year there's a new class, and every year I get in, I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. I play it for like a week or two, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot why I quit. Oh man, and then I ultimately quit. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen delays the latest pre-alpha test in a 2024 over broken backend system. This is sad. Pantheon has suffered an exorbitant number of delays, more delays than like any other MMO, I think, outside of like New World. And they've been embroiled in drama recently with their change in graphical engine, their style of character models and everything. I don't know, I really want them to just release a game. I want it to be successful, but I just feel like every time they post something, it's like, we fucked up. Palia is launching on Steam in 2024 at an unconfirmed point, I know a lot of people actually had fun with this. MRSSSTIX also enjoyed this game. Ashes of Creation announced that Alpha 2, yeah, Alpha 2, the alpha that came directly after Alpha 1, is going to begin in the third quarter of 2024. So Alpha 2, which is still very far from beta, which is far from potentially early access, which is far from full launch. Hopefully, by sometime after 2030, the game will release and we'll be able to play it. Critica Online shut down 3-4 times over the last several years, and you know what? They're back as Critica Zero. Yay! It's the same Critica that it has always been, again. And it will be shut down equally as fast. Corepunk held their first public non-NDA closed beta in the last couple weeks, and I got to play it. I did a dedicated video on it. My full review after 25 hours. This game was so much different to what I thought it would be. This was difficult, this was grueling, this was punishing, and I think a lot of fun. I urge you to go ahead and check out the video because I covered a lot of my experience in the game over the course of 4-ish days and 25 hours. Chrono Travelers is a brand new MMO that just released as of the last 48 hours. And this is what the game looks like. This is from my Twitter. This is the UI for the brand new MMO that just released, and just taking a look at it, you can almost make out that there is a game underneath all of the icons and text. Now, I am going to be doing a dedicated video on this on my STIX channel as part of my worst gacha of all time video series, so I urge you to go ahead and check that out if you're interested in seeing what this game is like. Revelation Online is finally shutting down. I don't know how this game remained online for as long as it did with the 5 total active players it had, but it is finally shutting down on March 13th, 2024. Mad World is going to be releasing a new server and onto Steam on January 25th. I never opted to play the game because it felt buggy, it felt rushed, it felt low quality, and they kept pissing me off by trying to get me to lie to everyone when I was covering their game, so I just opted not to. But with it releasing onto Steam January 25th, I'm gonna go ahead and do it as I feel like it's the perfect opportunity to. It's on Steam, it's easy to access and download. Wonders Eternal World, this is a game that MRSSSTIX actually did a dedicated video on it. At some point this year, she covered it quite extensively. She played it for a week and a half, 2 weeks straight. It was very much like MapleStory 2. It is launching on January 8, 2024 in the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia, which means people in North America like myself can't get in and play it, but we can with the VPN, unless they don't IP block the game, in which case we can get in without a VPN. Pax Dei released a blog post where they went on to state that they are going to be opting for a one-time initial purchase of the game, which is like Black Desert Online, so you're gonna have to buy the game. It's not gonna be free to play. Then there's going to be a regular fee for maintaining active player status, which means there's also going to be a subscription fee. So essentially World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV, you're going to have to buy the game and then pay to play it. They do say that this is a core consisting of these features that are supplemented with free but limited access to the game, which means it's probably going to offer you a free trial from level 1 to level 15 or something like Final Fantasy XIV and WoW both do. But you are going to have to pay for the base game and then pay for the actual game every month. At least that's what I've gathered from the blog post. Blue Protocol released onto console recently, and some players are kind of upset. The reason being, Sony on PlayStation is using Amazon censored models. Amazon censored version of the game. The Xbox version is not. So people are claiming Sony is to blame for the global censorship of the game and not Amazon. But despite whoever you want to blame, I do want to point out, Amazon did state that a global beta test for the game would be released in 2023 before 2024, and we're still waiting. Now, that is all of the MMO news that mattered to me over the course of the last couple weeks. If none of this is of any interest to you though, absolutely no problem. I got you covered 2 different videos on screen right now. Might be more up your alley.